you like that chair?
I love it.
Well, we're looking for a spot. We're going a little ways back into the bush here, and we're looking for a spot to build an interesting kind of shelter. And I'm just hanging out here with Joe, the Joe Robinet on YouTube. And he's showing me his fort. I've watched a couple of his videos building this thing, just a really cool shelter. And just gonna take a second and just have a look at it, steal all his ideas. Looks like a lot of work.
Yeah, I spent some time here. The bench is very, very sturdy. It's good for laying down. You can't really sit too good, but we'll build another one for that. Man, there's some snow though, hey?
There is, yeah.
Yeah,
that's some serious sawing in there.
It's a lot of sawing.
Yeah.
It's solid. Like these are all, you know, legit size.
Does the snow on top help insulate it?
I imagine so.
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't it, right? One of the things me and Joe were talking about is biggest concerns while camping, and one of them is a tree falling down on your tent.
Yeah.
Well, here we are right beside Joe's shelter, and a freaking tree has just snapped clean off and fallen down about, I don't know, 10-15 feet away.
Yeah.
If it smoked you in the head?
It wouldn't be a good day.
No.
Or night.
It would be, yeah, it'd be one of the worst days of the decade, probably.
Alrighty. Yeah, it's fun. Here, hold up one second.
Okay. This is gorgeous back here, by the way, Joe.
Yeah, it is beauty, right?
Getting a bit of a workout.
I bet.
Okay, so this is going to be home for the night.
Home sweet home?
Home sweet home. It's going to take a little sprucing up.
That's a dad joke if I ever heard
Dad and a half.
Dad and a half.
Just going to be a string of thumbs down. But they're going to keep watching.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow, what a day. I'm out here just in a hat and, you know, sweater, long johns. It's got to be like only maybe a couple degrees below freezing. So beautiful, beautiful day. I prepared for like -30, so maybe I brought too much clothes, but you always want to be prepared. And we're going to be sleeping back here in the bush and making a snow shelter. What do you call this kind of shelter, Joe?
Snow tree shelter?
It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like a combination between a tree and a quinsy, like, sort of,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, snow cavey tree.
Yeah.
Survival shelter.
So we're basically going to use the branches from a spruce tree and snow to make a cozy, semi-insulated shelter that we can maybe even have a fire in, and that's going to block the wind and provide what's going to be an awesome little place to spend the night. Yeah, so we're going to get to it.
So I forgot my sled. Jim was nice enough to let me throw my duffel bag on top of his. I don't got much gear in there. He brought the majority of it for us. So.
I'm definitely sweating the most.
Yeah, I don't have much on. I do have long johns on.
Me too.
It's nice when you don't have to like fight the cold all the time, like the brutal fingertips and like. Do you undo the white one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you ever wish sometimes when your trip it's almost too perfect that you almost wish for crappy weather just to make like it more interesting for the video or for whatever?
I am so extremely happy when I come home from a trip and I've endured hardships because that video makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Dude, like even that stranded thing with the forest fire. I was like, at the time I was like, no. I come home as soon as we get in the plane, I was like, oh, this is gonna make some great video.
So much better. Yeah. That's the problem is whenever I let that thought creep into my head, it's like disaster strikes immediately after.
Okay.
You know,
you're like, this is what you asked for.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, this is almost too easy. Ripping winds, blizzards, near-death experiences. I don't let it creep in.
That's funny. Yeah, do that, one of these, and it'll still help a bit. Oh, look at it. There, we're done. Created a bunch of space.
Cut some more boughs from around?
Sure.
That might not be bad.
No, yeah, because we're going to want some on the ground too, I think. Yeah, this is going to be cool, man. It might be a little tight. That's all right.
Well, you know, it kind of wraps around. You can almost make a door on the other side even.
That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe. So the first order of business is Joe's going to just kind of cut some branches around what's going to be the entrance. And then we're going to cut some dead branches inside, sort of under that layer of branches, just to give us some room to move around in there. And then we're going to throw them on top of the exterior branches, so we have a little something else to kind of hold onto the snow as we pile snow on from the outside. So it seems like it should work, but we will see. So I'm just gonna go cut some boughs just for bedding. Spruce boughs definitely make the best floors, eh?
Definitely. How old are you?
39, bud.
39. You're older than I am.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Joe.
Oh no, and usually
Rub
people
it
aren't.
in.
That's the thing.
Rub it in.
Clear it away in there. What do you think? Is there something?
Oh yeah, dude.
You think there's something we should?
Awesome. Okay, so I've been cutting boughs here, and Joe's basically just been kind of clearing out the actual shelter area, and it's starting to look pretty impressive actually. But yeah, look at this. Joe, this is awesome, dude.
Working.
Yeah. So ideally, there hasn't been much snow this year comparatively. Ideally, if the snow was to here, we'd be ahead of the game, but we're going to have to do some shoveling to make that happen. It's actually a shelter already, really.
Especially that side there.
Yeah. Better than sleeping out in the snow, that's for sure.
100%. Yeah, we're laughing in here.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
That is quite a slope, though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But once you're down there, you know.
Yeah.
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 The trees that are sort of providing this canopy, spruce, and balsam's in the middle.
Sure.
And I love spruce because no matter how wet it is, there always is those like awesome dry kindling
Just
under all the
snap.
branches.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna get rid of these twigs because general consensus is they're not gonna do as good a job as the boughs to keep the snow on there. So let's probably toss them over here and call it good. Yep. We can still use these for kindling, potentially put it down underneath us. We're not gonna shovel the snow out because it's pretty tamped down in there already, and the fact of the matter is, once you start shoveling snow out, it's a good chance that you're going to come to uneven ground anyway. So we'll just build our ground up and make it even. The sun on my arm.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So what are you thinking, Joe? Just like this?
Yeah, maybe.
Like we don't. The problem is the snow's gonna fold it down.
Yeah, I don't want to lose too much space.
Yeah.
You're right. The snow will fold. Maybe we don't need to put snow on it. Maybe the boughs are enough.
I think that we should we don't need to throw snow like right
Up
up
in
here.
here? Right.
But if we pile it up to like here,
Yeah, cool.
look to the outside, how there's kind of like it could be to like sort of here, you know?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. So
I hear
maybe
you.
Maybe we pull these down a bit.
Oh, I like that.
This kind of.
I like that idea.
Throwing it right on top, maybe.
Yeah,
More,
that's
you know?
pretty fancy. Look, that looks.
Yeah, and then that even if we don't put snow on it, it's
fine.
good.
It's covered. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. What we're gonna do, start piling some snow on the bottom parts and see how it works out before we cut any more boughs. Then that's back way.
Yeah, because down this side could definitely use a few, eh?
Down near the
This
back.
yeah, this part's looking good.
Yeah.
And then you have another door there, fire escape.
Boom, boom. Deep snow. Deeper over here, actually. Back way.
The snow's so heavy too, right? So maybe we kind of look at building
wall.
just like, yeah, like, so it's gonna fall in naturally.
Right.
So if we could like build this up to here instead of throwing it right on top,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Just clear off a spot. Oh, look how good it's sitting.
Yeah, so it's sitting right on top of the boughs. So we're gonna start kind of maybe doing a little work to build it up.
Hey, Rose.
So I got mostly a mixture of balsam and spruce here. But a lot of the time closer to home I use hemlock because they're just everywhere. But we're a little further north here and there's not too many hemlock around. Anyways, got a good little haul here, so I'm gonna lug it back to the shelter.
Set up there, you good?
Yeah. Oh, this looks nice and cozy in here, Joe.
It's like home.
I like it, man. This is fun.
Well, this makes me feel like a kid.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Except you're better at it than when you're a kid. I need more boughs than this, though, eh?
Yeah, definitely. It's always deceiving, man. Yeah. It's 3 huge armfuls each, and it's like, no.
I like these ones you got. Mine have like half a tree with them.
Too much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is comfy, man.
This isn't bad. This is actually more than I thought it was going to be. Maybe not, but close.
No, we'll have to get more.
Yeah. Like, right here, yeah?
Yeah, just cuddle up.
Yeah. Spoon. Oh.
Spoon? I call it big spoon.
Yeah. Sure, that would go up pretty quick, eh?
Resin.
Yeah, look at that.
Maybe we'll get rid of
resin
that.
in there.
Yeah, this is nice. This is comfy.
Yeah. Like you could totally go all out and build it up
Of
more and
course,
everything.
we could wrap
too,
a
right?
tarp around 3 sides. We
Yeah.
could wrap a tarp around 3 sides and have
Yeah.
this over here. You'd be completely
Yeah.
enclosed, no concern from above.
Right, like if it was dead of winter.
Right.
You know? Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, man. And then this will be here too, and get snowed on actually
Yeah.
with the extra boughs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Here.
That's what I meant to do. Yeah. The whole plan, the whole time.
Have you ever done this before?
Just once, and it was like in a group of 2 or 3 spruce.
Yeah.
And I hollowed it. It was awesome. I had a
Cool.
long fire inside it and everything.
Yeah.
I trimmed the trees up high enough.
Yeah.
It was really,
So
really
it was a
warm.
perfect spot.
It was a perfect spot.
Yeah.
It was like a microclimate.
Right.
It was probably like negative 20 out Celsius, and I was fine in there. Oh, and I didn't have a sleeping bag or anything.
Oh, really?
I slept in a wool, you know those wool Interac
Yeah.
boreal shirts?
Yeah,
I slept in one of those.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I made a little lean-to with a reflective
Yeah.
mylar blanket.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. fit. He did it well.
There is, yeah. Yeah.
We were thinking about. Wood. We were packing the snow down. It's like a highway now.
Yeah.
Solid maple.
Awesome. Oh, that's a good stash right there.
Yeah.
Nice and dry.
It's a good start too. Yeah, it's all good.
I did the.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
Yeah. I mean, so I did a bunch of venison smoke. It smokes great because it's not too fatty.
Yeah, I like that.
And I use bone dry standing dead maple.
Nice.
Amazing, dude.
Yeah, that would be.
You get a long thin piece. Oh,
What, you just hang it in there?
yeah, and I just did a smoker teepee.
Right.
So I made a whole bunch. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give some to my dad and my brother for Christmas. Pounded all of it in like a week myself. Just couldn't help it.
Of course.
Well, it is a freaking beautiful day. As long as you're moving around a bit, I mean, I just have my sweater undone. I almost feel like pulling it off here and there. We finished just making a bough bed in the shelter. Joe and I just built sort of a little wall. We shoveled a spot for the fire, and we were both mentioning how you can't just light a fire properly right on top of snow because the coals end up just fizzling out in the melting snow, and it just doesn't work out. So we dug out a spot and we built up a little, snow wall, which might actually help a little, reflecting the heat a little bit as well, more than you think it would, anyways. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're gonna camp out in there, and we're going to get some some snow melting because we're both really thirsty. I brought probably over a liter of water. I've drank all of it just because you're moving around. It's important to keep hydrated. And that's a good thing about winter camping, is that you don't really need to wait till you're at a stream or a lake to have a water source. You can just stop anywhere, and there's plenty of snow around here. And the good thing about melting snow as well is it's distilled water, and you don't have to worry about giardia. Giardia is a concern. It's a parasite that's in a lot of rivers and lakes. Well, snow, you don't even technically have to boil it. So yeah, so we're gonna melt some snow, get some water, and then steaks are for dinner. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's coming around pretty soon too. I mean,
no doubt. And anything else was rubber.
Yeah, and you only can have so many things, right?
Right.
And you got to realize you're gonna be exhausted.
Yep.
So yeah, we brought a big saw. I tried to talk my brother out of it to just bring this like Boreal 21 one, but he wanted to bring one of these big ones and ended up being a pain in the ass.
Oh, really?
But the good thing, because you can't, if it doesn't have a bracket over top, you can't cut anything sideways with it, right?
Yeah.
Because it just bends and gets binded up in the cut. That's what me and Ted started doing. Instead of making all the saw cuts, we just started splitting really long pieces, like this long, and then splitting them way down, and then breaking them on the ground.
Yeah,
you know?
Thinner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It was a lot easier than to, you know, than to make all those saw cuts, right?
Less energy too.
Yeah, it was pretty smart. It worked for us.
I
don't even know what's
don't know how
happening.
to process it.
Yeah.
Okay. This wind is kicking up too right now. That's what that brace is good for, not smothering it, leaning up against there. The wind's kicking up. We should go up, no problem. You gotta protect that flame, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta light a one-match fire.
He does some good stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I've heard some stories. Yeah. That's the general consensus, I think. Okay, look at that. She's going. Smoke generator on. Insert. It's a decent fire already, man.
Maybe just do this, eh?
Yep, that works. Okay. Science.
Too low?
Yeah, it was a bit low.
How's that?
It looks good. If you can bend it up a touch, it's even better. I think you're perfect right there. That's some high efficiency bushcraft, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
People get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Like to help split something straight or to get a tree over.
Yeah, I saw one survival guy, he's like, split this wood, this log, but all you get is this little pocket knife. Great tool to have out here is a shovel, eh? Yeah.
Set mine back here away so that Jim's can go in the front. His is much bigger, therefore more important. There'll be more wood, more
Good
water.
to pack that snow in. When you pack it in, you know, you're going to get more water once it melts, but also the snow is going to be pressed hard against the bottom of the pot, and it's less likely to melt the snow away and then create an area where the bottom of the pot gets too hot and it warps the pot. Because ideally when you're melting snow, you want to start with a little bit of water. We don't have any because we chugged all because we're so thirsty. So I just made sure I packed that down in there really tight, and then I'm going to stir it.
Damn, son.
I think for sure it's easier, dude. You know, just for me, like I've done, like my longest solo was 36 days.
That's a long time.
It was long. This shelter is actually probably better than me and Ted's on alone too.
I slept under a tarp and then cried and went home.
Me and Ted got chirped so hard for our shelter. Dude.
Why? What was it?
It was like the worst shelter of all time.
I never saw it. Snow has melted down some. Jim's thrown some more snow on the top. We're doing well here. I think we're going to cut up the rest of the firewood and maybe set up our sleep systems. You got a bivvy, Jim?
I do.
Yeah.
Compared to alone, a little easier. And everything damp from sweating. So that's the only thing I have to be careful about with the hot.
I imagine you could do like somewhat of a double boil thing. You could put hot water in the. Oh, you could do this. You put hot water, boiling water in the bottom, and you could put this on top upside down and cook eggs. Crikey. Well, I want to start cutting some of this wood up, piling it up.
Not the best tasting water, but it'll do.
A little smoky.
A little ashy, yeah.
There's not enough leaf litter in mine.
The axe?
Really?
After, yeah, and we'd separate it. After we split it up, we put it between two pieces and then hit it with the butt while we were on our knees just to break
Splinter
it.
it almost, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Paul Bunyan.
Worked out.
Get a chunk out. Paul Bunyan making his toothpicks.
See, now we don't have to use the saw.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
No saw camp.
It's a little easier than sawing for all, 4 hours.
Right.
Maybe.
These all cedar too, eh? What were you guys using?
On
Spruce
Vancouver,
and stuff? Yeah.
cedar, but then we also had yew, which is awesome.
Oh yeah,
And
the
cedar
Canada
just
yew?
burns like this, hey?
Canada yew?
Yeah.
Like the ground hemlock?
Yeah. No, like big, thick, like evergreen type trees, but hardwood.
Was it ground cover or trees?
Trees.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and they're like really dark. They're kind of two different.
Like a dark green?
No, they're like dark, almost like cherry wood color in the
wow.
middle, and then the outside is kind of more lighter.
Alright, I'm gonna do one too. Got another piece over here. There you go.
Stick it, you know, like a stone axe style.
No, I'm good on those ones. Wrap it with some rawhide.
I mean, if
Some
you had.
sinew.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've used this and I like it. I just like the size of it.
I love the size of that. That's like a touch shorter than this one.
It's like a Hudson Bay axe.
What the heck did they call it?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
This one's good.
making me.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. It's nice and dry, eh?
Immediate. Yeah, that's fine. That's bone dry, dude.
So you just love cedar?
I do love cedar. There we go. Hey, D. Yeah, I do love cedar.
Doesn't exactly burn the best, but it goes up pretty quick.
The house Will and I lived in Huntsville was a cedar log cabin, and like a western cedar.
Yeah.
And whenever we would get the wood stove going, it would just the whole house would smell like a sauna.
Oh, awesome.
It was beautiful.
It was baseboard.
Yeah,
It was like,
that's what we had.
I had 1 month was 1,100 for a 2-month period. Next 2-month period was 800.
Oh my.
You know, for 4 months.
Right.
So through the winter, I was just like, nice.
Yeah, that's brutal. Hey, but you're right though, wood isn't cheap either. I bought 10 cords, and I couldn't even use half of it for the first year. It still had this season.
Yeah.
Like if you're buying that much, and there we go.
My wife loves to split wood too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
There's pieces of wood that I want to split from my pile onto the ground, and I'll golf swing it sometimes, you know? Just like when they're sideways on the ground, you just can hit them properly and they split.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do it all the time.
Yeah. So you just saw them up, and you just roll around and chop them where they lie.
On the ground. Yeah. And then ones sometimes they don't split, they'll stick, and I'll take it and I'll hit the back of the axe, the pole of the axe on the splitter.
The only thing is you don't get all the perfect triangular.
You don't get the perfect triangle. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The presentation is.
It doesn't take too long before you realize you don't have to pick everyone up and put it on top of a stump,
Right.
and you just roll around smoking things. And
Right.
Stuff happens.
You do it enough, you're good.
Oh, this is your saw. This is why it's so good.
That's why it's working.
Oh, it's just like night and day.
No doubt.
But like anything's gonna have issues over time, right?
No, that's how it is, man. It's loose. You gotta fix it. The Sea to Summit pillow.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Yeah, I always just use my clothes bag.
Right, yeah.
But if you gotta have a pillow though, else it just sucks.
Pillow's the way to go.
Like when I don't have anything, I've just slept on my head on my boots before.
Oh yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Definitely. I put a backpack down or whatever. Yep.
This is a nice layer of boughs. Eh?
It is.
I have this MSR bivvy. Look at how small and light this bivvy is. I mean, it's not one that you want to sleep out in a torrential downpour with, but in a pinch, or even if you just want a little more warmth, or if you want to go ultra light, man, what could be like lighter and better than this? And so one of the things that happens when you're sleeping outside and maybe not in the most closed-in shelter is that wind can be an issue, and even if your sleeping bag's good to -40, the wind will just blow the heat right out, and then it takes a while for your body to regenerate it again. So a simple bivvy bag is awesome at just protecting just a little bit of a wind block, and it makes your sleeping bag that much warmer. So probably don't need it, but nice to have for sure. Never. Brand spanking, first time using it. One good thing is that it's long enough for my Yeti sleeping bag.
Look at the camera. Mine's a mirrorless, I believe.
Oh, sweet.
It's a full frame. Damn, son. Need some more salt. Some more salt chunks up in this piece. Jim, would you like to use some salt, some seasoning?
I think I would.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh!
Should have had it.
I'll pick it up if you want.
I got it.
Okay.
And yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those. Those are the best. I had the exact same thing. Ended up falling apart. It was rusting.
What are you doing? You're doing to do that?
Yeah. So I've just carved these sticks here. I should probably fill people in. There's Joe.
What'd you do?
So me and Joe here. It's about dinner time. So we got the fire going. Nice day. We're gonna cook up these some steaks here, and we got a grill. That's Joe there.
Bushcraft!
Yeah, and so we got a grill, but it's not exactly the biggest grill, and you know, it's out of absolute necessity. I'm gonna cook mine on some sticks over the fire.
Definitely wouldn't fit both our steaks.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So what are you doing?
I am actually doing a method that I learned from the Cree in Moosonee, Ontario. They actually do this with ducks and geese. Geese de bottom means the geese that are splayed out and roast. And I'm going to kind of use a similar theory with these sticks and my steak as opposed to a duck.
No,
yep, this is a little.
There. Yep.
There you go. Wait, there. Yeah.
Perfect. I am interested.
So there, we could probably use a couple more, but I think that'll do it. Geese to bond.
Nice.
That's kind of the inspiration for this anyways. It's definitely not going to be the exact same thing. This is woodland, I guess, creek. I'm going to have to come over here so I get it in my shot too.
Yeah. No, it's all about my video, man.
Yeah.
Come on, just do it in front of my kid.
And then I'm going to just thread this bigger stick
Behind?
underneath all the little loops I made in there.
Yep. Done something very similar before with fish to kind of splay it open.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Same idea.
Same idea, I think. It looks very similar. Dude, that is going to be awesome.
There you go. That's how it looks from the top, and then from the bottom. Looks like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Bam. Well, pow! Took me 25 minutes to make this grill. I was weaving. No, I'll just stop there.
They don't steal all my heat. Oh.
Well, bam. That smells so good, dude.
Yeah. So Joe pulled his steak off. Mine's going to take a little bit longer, but it's looking pretty good. Feeling pretty hungry. That looks primitive.
It does. This is a bone in. It's not the tomahawk, but that's all right. Oh, yes. Definitely cooking to that. Jim's still cooking his. His was up higher up than mine on the fire. Probably because I took all the good real estate.
I got mine now.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got mine off.
How's it working out for you?
It's looking delish.
Nice.
So I got my steak done, splayed out and roast over the fire.
It's done?
Yeah, it's nice and done. It's tender. It's maybe even done. I don't know. That's really tender.
Yeah.
But it's definitely done.
It's more than done.
Not even pink. Yeah.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem to matter because it's still super tender.
I'm just holding mine.
Caveman. I love the spice, eh?
Spice is good. Gotta have the spice.
Yeah.
It's the spice of life, you know?
100%. Tastes better cooked over the fire, doesn't
Always. Always.
Yeah.
I never want to fry it in a cast iron pan. I just lose the fire thing. Yeah. And bacon too. Bacon over the fire is always really good.
Especially with the hardwood.
Yeah.
With the spruce and that, it can taste a little weird.
Yeah, a little resiny. For sure.
Well, with the hardwood, it's great. India Pale Ale. The reason how it was invented is because it wouldn't go bad
On the ships, right?
Is that true?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, they kept it warm. They kept it on the ships, and yeah, they're trying to transport. Bam, son. Bam.
All right, so I'm shining the light in the camera's eyes. Okay, so we are hanging out by the fire. Joe's messing around. I don't know what he's doing back there. And it's a beautiful night. We got tons of stars out here.
Yeah.
And fire's burning well. We feel well fed. and it is surprisingly warm for February out right now. I'm sure I'd get colder if I left the fire, but I don't have a toque on, I don't have gloves on, so this is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It feels like we're almost cheating out here.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, of course we're gonna have to sleep out here under a tree, so that might get interesting. But I'm sure we're gonna turn in before too long. And right now we're just sitting out here hanging out, having a little chat, and enjoying the warmth of the fire on a perfect night. So things are well right now. I'd say this is one of the easier type of winter survival bushcraft missions.
Bar none.
100%.
Bar none.
This kind of spot we're sleeping under, I mean, one of the best things that you can think of is when you're out in the bush and you're looking for a place that's shelter. Take a place where most of the work is done for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where there's some sort of natural thing, like the base of a tree, a cave, these kinds of things where you can just kind of add on to it, and there's something natural and permanent there or semi-permanent that could make you a lot more comfortable. Perfect situation right here.
Yep, I totally agree.
So yeah, so we're probably going to just hang out for here in a bit. Most obviously get a little colder overnight, so I'll let you know how the sleep was in the shelter, and tomorrow morning we're going to pretty much move on out of here. So before... Oh.
What?
So when I'm winter camping, I like to bring boots with a liner like that. I don't have, any plastic bags over my feet right now, so all the moisture from my sweating feet is going right in my boots. These will be pretty frozen in the morning, so you got to make sure you bring these into your sleeping bag, because you don't want to get up and put frozen boots on. In your sleeping bag, they won't freeze, even kind of dry out a bit. Another great thing you do is just actually wear them in your sleeping bag, because then your tootsies are nice and toasty warm. Toasty footsies. And then you get up and you don't have freezing boots, and your odds on crying are less.
I've slept in worse.
Wow, this bough mattress is half a foot thick, eh?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Eh? It's about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
About.
Oh, that's really bad. Alright, I got my fur hat on. I think an understated thing is how nice a really toasty warm hat is in the winter when you're trying to sleep.
You wear this like gown snowing, it's all good. Alright.
Well, night, Joe.
Yeah, night, Jimbo. Good night, folks.
Okay, it is the next morning. Surprisingly not that cold. Had a great sleep. Yeah, nicer morning, and the shelter did a great job at we had a light wind coming in, and it blocked that wind and just made a little bit nicer and more protective of an environment here. And the bough bed worked amazing. Can't say enough good things about making a bough bed when you need to make one. It works. So yeah, success on the shelter. We're probably going to get out here relatively early this morning. I got a good about 6-hour drive or so to get back home. So yeah, we're just kind of more or less going to pack up. Maybe you want to have a fire this morning, Joe? Or,
yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, maybe have a fire, maybe get some tea on or something like that, and then just basically boot it out of here and head back. So it's been an awesome time. Most people might think about sleeping out in the woods in the winter as being really challenging, and it can be, but you have a decent enough shelter, good sleeping bag, and you get some nice weather like this, it's really enjoyable. And even for somebody that might not be the most seasoned outdoors person, most people would think, just like I said, sleeping out in the woods is going to be a lot more of like a hardcore thing, and they're going to have to really be mentally tough and all that. But this time it wasn't. This was fun.
Yeah,
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It wasn't type 2 fun.
No, it was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only times where we were like worried for our health or too cold or anything like that. So it's just we were lucky with the weather too. Anyway, part of the story is go outside. Don't be scared. Be safe.
Should be enough to get her going, and I'll throw some more stuff on. Good kindling is all.
Alright, I'll go grab some super thin. I'll go grab some super thin shit.
Close, but I have to reposition it. Might still be able to get it here.
You got it.
Maybe just get this. Select the little pieces.
Starting from this, like I can just kind of envision like a lean-to coming back from here now, maybe even like a solid roof like.
Do without putting the fire out. Yeah, all of a sudden the thirst hit me in the middle of the night. I was fucking so thirsty. Harsh. So sometimes when you're boiling snow water, you get a few particles. This one probably has about a full pine cone in it, and you can kind of keep them out a bit while you're pouring it. But when you take a good look into the you realize that there's a few pine cones. So all you got to do is just, that's it, and it's ready to go.
Spring water.
Yeah. But the little particles, you know, they're probably, I don't know, they're not maybe the best to drink. But a couple of them, listen, they're not going to kill you. They don't have giardia in them. It's just snow. It's just distilled water. And what you can do is you can just pour it through a coffee filter or something like that if you want to get them out of there. Or you can just do the backwoods multi-tool method. More texture to it this way.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess you're just on trips and that?
Yeah, just on trips all the time.
I do maybe more big ones and less small ones. Right.
You know? Yeah. Spread it out.
Right.